ice cream.
We can start now. We're live streaming.
Good afternoon and welcome to this Strata Joint Executive Committee virtual meeting today, the 25th of January 2021. I'm your Chair, Councillor Paul Arnott, and I'd like to welcome anyone watching the meeting via live streaming as well. Everybody here today is taking part remotely as well as being live streamed on YouTube, and the meeting is being recorded too. So obviously please bear in mind throughout and be mindful of your language. Also, I believe we're all under our relevant codes of conduct throughout the meeting. In the incredibly likely event anybody wishes to disrupt it, we will reserve the right to disconnect by any means. The meeting is dependent upon internet connection and a power supply, and if we lose those, we'll try and come back within 15 minutes. If not, we'll have to reconvene at a later date, and those details will be published on our websites. Please make sure all microphones are muted when you're not speaking to avoid any background noise levels. Keep points short, do not repeat points that have already been made, and do not interrupt. If you wish to comment, please raise your electronic hand and wait to be called. We'll now start the meeting by doing a very short roll call of the committee members here present. And if you can unmute your microphones and when you hear your name, please confirm by saying you are present. Thank you. Who would like to do the roll call?
I'll do the roll call.
Thank you.
Councillor Arnott.
Present.
Councillor Dewhurst.
Present.
Councillor Pearson.
Present.
Sorry, Chair. Sarah, I think you've got your microphone very close to your mouth. There's a very strong sound, loud sound of sort of breathing.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's you, but somebody has.
We've got a heavy breather.
Thanks,
There are a few obvious suspects, but unfortunately it's you in the frame, Sarah, at the moment. So, okay, thank you for pointing that out so diplomatically, Councillor Dewhurst. Right, moving on to the agenda then. Apologies. Do we have any apologies for absence, please, Sarah?
I have none. Thank
you very much. Item 2 is to approve the minutes of our last meeting, which was held on the 22nd of September 2020. If anybody wishes to comment on those, I think in these circumstances, please just shout out. There are so few of us rather than blue hands. No, so those all look good. So therefore we can record those minutes as being agreed. Thank you. We now move on to declarations of interest. And everybody's reminded of the need to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests that relate to business on the agenda and which have not already been included in the register of interest before any discussion takes place on the item. Unless the interest is sensitive, you must also disclose the nature of that interest. In accordance with the Code of Conduct, you must then leave the room and must not participate in any further discussion of the item. Councillors requiring clarification should seek the advice of their monitoring officer prior to the day of the meeting. So it's a bit late now. Anybody like to declare an interest of any kind?
So I'm a member of Devon County Council.
Thank you, Alistair, for that. Ollie, anything for you?
No.
No, and I won't declare anything either. Thank you very much. Item 4 is questions from the public. Sarah, I don't believe we do have any questions from the public. Is that correct?
We have none.
Thank you very much indeed for that. Item 5 is to receive questions from members of the councils. Is anybody here from any of the councils who would like to ask any questions here today, please?
I'm not aware. We haven't been notified any questions in advance of the meeting, and there's no one here to ask questions.
Thank you very much for that, Sarah. Okay, item 6 then, we move straight on to the IT Director's report, please. And I think that is Lawrence coming forward with that. So over to you, Lawrence Whitlock. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Lawrence Whitlock, IT Director. Rather than go through my usual set of slides, etc., we really just wanted to ask whether there's any questions about the report that was submitted along with the pack. Obviously, if anybody's got any questions, please ask them.
Anybody have any questions for Lawrence? If not, then we thank him for that report and note it. Thank you very much indeed.
Chair, could I have a proposer and seconder? Sorry for that one, please.
Yes, okay. Well, may I be arrogant? I'll propose from the chair, if that's okay. And it's over to Alistair or Ollie to win the second prize. Alistair, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for that, Sarah. Okay, and we now come to the Finance Director's report, and I'm trying to work out who from Strata is giving that. So please just step forward. I can't see anybody.
Chair,
have we got a name?
Chair, it's Dave Hodgson.
Oh, Dave, there you are. Sorry, my screen's a bit strange. In the red jumper over there. Right, thank you very much. Okay, Dave, over to you for the Finance Director's report, please.
Thank you, Chair. Just to say, Strata were tasked with delivering savings of around 720,000 this year. As per last year, we gave back 500,000 at the start of the year. And as part of the response to the financial difficulties caused by the COVID pandemic, Strata found an additional 320,000. I'm pleased to say that at the end of November, we're projecting that we're on track to deliver those savings, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Okay, thank you, Dave, very much. Any questions from members outside of the committee first? Or if not, committee, any members? Any questions? Yes, Ollie, please. Councillor Pearson, I should say.
Thank you very much, David. Just in terms of the return of savings, which is, I'm sure, to all three councils in the current circumstances, very welcome. Just wanted to go, as I'm new to this committee, just wanted to understand the process by which you've come to agree or decide to return those particular amounts to the council.
Okay, Dave, you happy to take that one?
I am. So the proportions are still in line with the original agreement under the original contract dating back to 2014, and that's that the savings or refund is returned in accordance with the percentages that are agreed for the initial contributions. So roughly speaking, 36.5% for East Devon, 35.9% for Exeter, and 27% for Teambridge. So that stays the same each year.
Oh, so,
Ollie,
sorry,
please.
Perhaps just clarify my question. It wasn't relating directly to the proportions, which I'm aware of. It was obviously in the context of the pandemic, there's been additional savings which are welcome. I'm just wondering how would Strata has kind of come to the position of making those savings, deciding that where to save and etc.
Yeah. So back at in June, the board had a meeting. The management team had gone away, and very similar to the savings that were set out for Exeter in the emergency budget back in July. It's mainly things that could be delayed. So vacancies being held till the end of the financial year, for example. There were some additional savings from contracts, but we haven't, similar to Exeter, we haven't put in place anything that's permanent. So there's no permanent reductions in staff, for example. It's temporary in nature.
Councillor Pearson, is that okay for you?
That satisfies me, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much indeed. Alistair, are you happy there? Okay, as am I. May I have a proposer, please, for us to accept that Finance Director's report?
Chair, happy to propose.
And a second?
I'll second that one.
Thank you. Is this the smallest committee I've ever sat on? Okay, and I like that, though, that's in the minutes as well. Thank you very much indeed. We now move on to item 8, and I have to blurb here because we're going to go into part 2, part B, or in committee, depending upon where you live in Devon. And we've resolved, we have to pass this resolution that under section 100A(4) of the Local Government Act 1972, the press and public be excluded from the meeting during consideration of the following item on the grounds that it involved the likely disclosure of exempt information as defined in paragraph 3 of part 1, schedule 12A of the Act. And the item suggested for discussion with the press and public excluded is, as I said, the Strata Business Plan 2021 and beyond. Committee, are we content and agreed to go into part B for that, please? Yes, I can see nods from both councillors, Dewhurst and Pearson and me.
No, I go abstain on that one, Chair.
You're going to abstain, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe I will. No, let's that gets through. Thank you very much. In which case, Sarah, you need to lead us into the wilderness now.
I'll stop live